My beloved, I need you to listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you could save your life, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, and eternally. Right now, at this very moment, you are standing at the most critical crossroads of your entire existence, and most people have no idea when they reach this place. This isn't about religion. This isn't about church attendance. This isn't about following rules or performing rituals. This is about recognizing that your life has been building toward this exact moment, this precise second in time, when everything you've experienced converges into one divine opportunity that will either catapult you into your true purpose or allow you to drift into mediocrity forever. I'm speaking to you now because tomorrow might be too late. Not because I'm threatening you, but because opportunities like this don't come around twice in a lifetime. There are moments when heaven opens, when the supernatural intersects with the natural, when the impossible becomes inevitable. And you're in one of those moments right now. You've been sensing it, haven't you? That restlessness in your spirit, that feeling that something big is about to happen, that strange anticipation mixed with holy fear. That's not anxiety. That's your spirit, recognizing that you're in a divine moment of decision that will echo through eternity. For years, maybe decades, I've been orchestrating events, arranging encounters, and aligning circumstances to bring you to this exact place. Every person you've met, every book you've read, every message you've heard, every experience you've had, all of it has been preparing you for what I'm about to reveal to you in the next few minutes. But here's what makes this moment so critical. There's a window of opportunity that's open right now that won't stay open indefinitely. There's a grace available in this season that's specific to this season. There's an invitation being extended that has an expiration date. I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm trying to prepare you. I'm not trying to rush you. I'm trying to rescue you from missing the greatest opportunity of your life because you didn't recognize it when it came. You see, most people miss their divine moments because they're looking for them to look different than they actually look. They expect trumpets and fanfare when I often work in whispers and mysteries. They expect obvious signs when I frequently speak through subtle shifts. They expect dramatic entrances when I usually come through ordinary doors. Right now, disguised as this very conversation, hidden within these very words, wrapped in this very moment, your breakthrough is presenting itself to you. Your miracle is introducing itself to you. Your destiny is revealing itself to you. But it requires something from you that you've never given before. It requires a level of surrender that goes deeper than what you've previously experienced. It requires you to trust me with parts of your life that you've been trying to manage on your own. The reason your breakthrough's been delayed isn't because I haven't been working. It's because I've been waiting. Waiting for you to reach the place where you're desperate enough to let me be God in every area of your life. Not just the areas where you feel safe giving me control. I've been waiting for you to become hungry enough for my best that you'll stop settling for your good. I've been waiting for you to become thirsty enough for my plan that you'll stop trying to make your plan work. I've been waiting for you to become tired enough of your way that you'll completely surrender to my way. And that moment has arrived. You're finally at the place where you're ready to let me be Lord of everything, not just Savior of your soul. You're ready to give me access to every room in your heart, not just the guest room. You're ready to make me CEO of your life, not just a consultant you call when things go wrong. This is why everything in your life has been shaken to peen, so you can discover what cannot be shaken. This is why every foundation you built on has crumbled, so you can build on the only foundation that will last. This is why every source you trusted has failed, so you can learn to trust the only source that never fails. But what I'm about to ask of you next isn't just about changing your life. It's about changing your legacy. It's not just about transforming your present. It's about impacting your future. It's not just about blessing you. It's about making you a blessing. The decision you make in response to what I'm telling you will determine whether your children and grandchildren inherit victory or struggle, whether your bloodline carries blessing or curse, whether your family name becomes associated with breakthrough or breakdown. This isn't just about you anymore. This is about everyone connected to you, everyone coming after you, everyone who will be influenced by the choice you make right now. The ripple effects of this moment will extend far beyond what you can see, reaching people you'll never meet, touching lives you'll never know about. But there's something you need to understand about how this transformation works. something that will shock you about the process I use to take people from where they are to where I need them to be. Brand New Jesus Voice Script, Part 2 of 6. The Divine Exchange, Shocking Transformation Process. What will shock you about my transformation process is this. I don't add blessing to your existing life. I replace your existing life with a completely new one. I don't improve your old self. I crucify your old self and resurrect a new self. I don't fix what's broken in you. I give you a brand new heart, a brand new spirit, a brand new identity. This is why transformation feels like death before it feels like life. This is why breakthrough feels like breaking before it feels like through. This is why resurrection requires crucifixion, why promotion requires humility, why victory requires surrender. Most people want the benefits of the new life without the burial of the old life. They want the power without the process. They want the glory without the grave. They want Easter morning without Good Friday. But you can't be born again without something in you dying first. Right now, I'm performing surgery on your soul. I'm removing diseased mindsets that have been poisoning your potential. I'm extracting toxic thought patterns that have been limiting your capacity. I'm cutting away corrupted belief systems that have been blocking your blessings. And just like physical surgery, spiritual surgery can be painful. The removal of what's killing you sometimes hurts more than living with what's killing you. The extraction of what's limiting you sometimes feels more uncomfortable than staying limited. The cutting away of what's corrupting you sometimes seems more difficult than remaining corrupted. But here's what I need you to understand. The pain you're feeling isn't punishment. It's the pain of healing. The discomfort you're experiencing isn't rejection. It's the discomfort of transformation. The struggle you're walking through isn't abandonment. It's the struggle of rebirth. Every caterpillar that becomes a butterfly must first dissolve completely in the cocoon. For a period of time, it's neither caterpillar nor butterfly. It's just liquid potential. It has to completely let go of what it was to become what it was designed to be. That's exactly where you are right now. You're in the cocoon stage, you're in the liquid potential phase. You're neither who you used to be, nor who you're becoming. You're in the beautiful, messy middle of metamorphosis. But unlike the caterpillar, you get to participate consciously in your transformation. You get to choose whether you resist the process or cooperate with it. You get to decide whether you trust me with the dissolution of your old self or whether you hold on to parts that need to die. Here's the secret that makes transformation easier. What you're losing was never really yours to begin with. That identity you're afraid to let go of, it was a false identity that was limiting you. Those dreams you're afraid to surrender, they were small dreams that were blocking bigger dreams. Those relationships you're afraid to release, they were wrong relationships that were preventing right relationships. I'm not taking anything from you. I'm trading up for you. I'm not removing what you need. I'm removing what's hindering you from getting what you need. I'm not destroying your life. I'm destroying the limitations on your life. But this divine exchange requires your participation. It requires you to stop clinging to what I'm trying to remove. It requires you to stop mourning what I'm trying to replace. It requires you to stop fighting what I'm trying to change. The reason some people get stuck in the transformation process is because they keep trying to negotiate with me about what stays and what goes. They want to keep the parts of their old life that feel safe while receiving the new life I want to give them. But transformation doesn't work that way. You can't mix old wine with new wine. You can't put new wine into old wineskins. Everything must become new. Your thoughts must become new. Your words must become new. Your relationships must become new. Your priorities must become new. Your perspective must become new. Your purpose must become new. And when everything becomes new, you'll look back at your old life and wonder how you ever survived living so far beneath your privileges as my child. You'll marvel at how you tolerated limitations that were never meant for you. You'll be amazed at how you accepted lack when abundance was always your birthright. But here's what's truly miraculous about this transformation. I don't just change your future, I redeem your past. Every mistake becomes a message. Every failure becomes a lesson. A specific way this works that will revolutionize how you think about everything. When you use what I've given you to bless others, I don't just replace what you gave, I multiply it. When you sacrifice for someone else's breakthrough, I don't just restore what you sacrificed, I increase it exponentially. This is how one woman's oil multiplied when she used it to bless the prophet. This is how one boy's lunch fed 5,000 when he offered it for others. This is how the widow's meal lasted through the famine when she shared it with the man of God. The miracle isn't in having much. The miracle is in giving what you have. The supernatural isn't in abundance. The supernatural is in sharing from your lack. The divine isn't in excess. The divine is in generosity that defies logic. And this is exactly what I'm preparing you for. Generosity that defies logic. I'm about to bless you so abundantly that it won't make sense for you to keep it all. I'm about to give you so much favor that it will be impossible for you to enjoy it alone. I'm about to open so many doors for you that you'll need to invite others to walk through them with you. But this requires a complete mindset shift. You have to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a distributor. You have to stop seeing yourself as someone who needs and start seeing yourself as someone who provides. You have to stop positioning yourself as lacking and start positioning yourself as a conduit of supply. The moment you make this shift, everything changes. The moment you transition from scarcity thinking to abundance thinking, from hoarding mentality to sharing mentality, from fear-based decisions to faith-based decisions, that's when the floodgates of heaven open over your life. Because I can trust someone who thinks like a distributor with distribution-level blessing. I can entrust someone who has a sharing heart with share-worthy resources. I can give multiplied blessing to someone who has a multiplication mindset. This is why some people get blessed once and then it stops, while others get blessed and it never stops. The ones who get blessed once think the blessing is for them. The ones who get blessed continuously know the blessing is through them. And you're about to discover which category you belong in. You're about to find out whether you've been prepared to be a reservoir or a river. You're about to learn whether you're called to be a container or a channel. A reservoir holds blessing and eventually becomes stagnant. A river carries blessing and stays fresh. A container stores resources and eventually becomes limited. A channel transports resources and stays connected to unlimited supply. I'm calling you to be a river, not a reservoir. I'm appointing you to be a channel, not a container. I'm positioning you to be a pipeline of blessing, not a storage tank of selfishness. But being a river requires something that being a reservoir doesn't. It requires you to stay connected to the source while staying available to serve. It requires you to receive from me while releasing to others. It requires you to draw from my supply while distributing to those in need. This is the lifestyle of sustained breakthrough. Constant receiving and constant giving. Continuous intake and continuous output. Perpetual connection to heaven and perpetual service to earth. And when you live this way, something supernatural happens. You never run out because you never stop flowing. You never lack because you never stop giving. You never become empty because you never stop receiving. This is the secret of the widow's oil that never ran dry. As long as she kept pouring, it kept flowing. As long as she kept giving, it kept multiplying. As long as she kept serving, it kept producing. And that's exactly what's about to happen in your life. As long as you keep sharing what I give you, I'll keep giving you more to share. As long as you keep blessing others with your breakthrough, I'll keep breaking through in new areas of your life. As long as you keep using your miracle to encourage others, I'll keep working miracles on your behalf. But this lifestyle of continuous breakthrough requires you to think bigger than your personal needs, dream beyond your individual desires, and live for purposes greater than your private comfort. It requires you to see your life as a stewardship, not an ownership. It requires you to view your blessings as assignments, not achievements. It requires you to understand your breakthrough as responsibility, not retirement. And that brings me to the most important revelation I need to share with you. The ultimate purpose behind everything you've been through, everything you're experiencing now, and everything you're about to step into. The ultimate purpose behind everything you've been through is this. I've been preparing you to be a living demonstration of resurrection power in a world that has forgotten what's possible when someone truly dies to themselves and lives for me. You're not just getting a breakthrough, you're becoming a breakthrough that proves to others that dead dreams can live again, that hopeless situations can turn around, that impossible circumstances can become incredible testimonies. But this goes deeper than personal testimony. What I'm revealing to you now will shake you to your core. You were born for such a time as this. Not just this moment in your life, but this moment in history, this specific season, this exact generation, this precise point in time when the world desperately needs to see that I am still God, that I still move, that I still care, that I still intervene in human affairs. The chaos you see around you isn't random. The confusion in the world isn't accidental. The crisis in every institution isn't coincidental. I've allowed systems to fail so people will look for something that cannot fail. I've permitted foundations to crumble so people will build on the only foundation that cannot be shaken. And in this season of global uncertainty, I'm raising up people who have been personally tested and found faithful. People who have learned to trust me when everything else failed. People who have discovered that I am enough when everything else proves insufficient. You are one of those people. Your personal struggles weren't just about your personal growth. They were about preparing you for global impact. Your individual trials weren't just about your character development at NA. They were about equipping you for generational influence. Every dark night you've walked through has been training for carrying light into other people's darkness. Every wilderness season you've endured has been preparation for leading others out of their wilderness. Every giant you've faced has been practice for helping others defeat their giants. But here's what will amaze you about this calling. I'm not asking you to do anything you haven't already been doing. I'm just asking you to do it with greater intentionality, greater authority, and greater expectation of supernatural results. You've already been praying, now I'm asking you to pray with expectation of miraculous answers. You've already been speaking encouragement. Now I'm asking you to speak with prophetic authority. You've already been serving others. Now I'm asking you to serve with supernatural anointing. The same faith that brought you through your trials is the faith that will work miracles through your ministry. The same trust that sustained you in your struggles is the trust that will sustain others through your testimony. The same hope that kept you going is the hope that will revive others through your story. This is the mystery of the kingdom. I take what the enemy meant for evil in your life and transform it into good for others' lives. I take your test and make it someone else's testimony. I take your mess and make it someone else's message. I take your pain and make it someone else's gain. But to operate at this level requires you to think beyond yourself. It requires you to pray beyond your personal needs. It requires you to dream beyond your individual desires. It requires you to live for something bigger than your own comfort, security, or success. This is where most people plateau in their spiritual journey. They're willing to receive from me, but they're not willing to become a vessel through which I reach others. They want personal breakthrough, but they don't want the responsibility that comes with breakthrough. They desire individual blessing, but they resist corporate calling. But you're different. I can tell because you're still here, still listening, still hungry for more of me and my purposes. That hunger isn't just for more blessing, it's for more usefulness. That desperation isn't just for personal victory, it's for the privilege of helping others win. And that's exactly the heart I've been looking for. That's the character I've been developing through every trial. That's the maturity I've been building through every test. You're ready to be trusted with influence. You're prepared to be entrusted with authority. You're equipped to be commissioned for impact. But what I'm about to commission you for will require you to burn bridges to your old life, to close doors to your past limitations, to say goodbye to the person you used to be in a way that makes return impossible. This commissioning isn't about adding ministry to your life. It's about transforming your life into ministry. It's not about doing more religious activities. It's about allowing every activity to become an expression of my love. It's not about becoming more spiritual. It's about becoming more real, more authentic, more genuinely connected to my heart. When this transformation is complete, people won't see you and think, religious person. They'll see you and think, that's what it looks like when someone really knows God. They won't hear you and think, preacher. They'll hear why.